You know that feeling, right? You're working somewhere that's supposed to be on the cutting edge, a real hub of innovation. But it feels like every great idea you have just smacks right into a brick wall. It's this super common frustration. In the very places that are supposed to be building the future, something just holds people back.
Now check this out. This quote comes from an employee at a company you'd think would have this all figured out, Facebook. And it just gets right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? It's not about a lack of talent, it's about the system itself.
So that quote just begs the question, what if all the hierarchies, the endless approval processes, the internal politics, what if they aren't just little annoyances, but they're the actual architecture of a system that's designed to stifle innovation? Okay, let's break down what that system really looks like.
First up, let's really get a handle on the problem by looking at what we can call the corporate cage. And I bet it's an experience a lot of us in big organizations know all too well. I mean, think about it. Even at a place like Facebook, with all its money and brilliant people, a rigid central structure can just totally crush individual initiative. A fantastic idea often has to run this gauntlet of managers and corporate red tape before it even gets a chance to see the light of day. But what if there was another way? Let's dive into a really radical alternative that's designed to fix this exact problem. It's a whole philosophy called autonomy. And it's so important to get this. Autonomy isn't just another productivity app or some new management fad. It's a completely different way of thinking. Imagine a system where your impact is all that matters. Not your job title, not who you know, just the direct effect of your work. To really get a feel for how different this is, let's put these two systems right next to each other. We're going to see how the traditional corporate model, let's call it the Facebook way, handles things versus the autonomy way.
So, let's start with the lifeblood of any company, a new idea. Picture this. Someone on your team has a potential game changer. What happens next?
And this right here is the absolute core of it. In the old way, you need permission to innovate. In autonomy, you just act. This system is built to let the results speak for themselves. That's the huge difference between permission-based and impact-based work.
Okay, next up, curiosity. You know, that little spark that makes you ask, what if, or why not? It's basically the engine of all progress. So, how do the two systems treat it? You can see the difference in real time here. In a traditional setup, curiosity leads to a request that might get buried on someone's desk for weeks. In autonomy, curiosity leads directly to action. You don't like how your data is being visualized? You don't ask for permission to change it. You go find a different app or just build a new one yourself. Simple as that.
How about when people disagree? In most companies, conflict is a huge red flag, right? It's something to be managed, smoothed over, and sent to HR.
I mean, just look at this contrast. Autonomy completely reframes conflict. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Different ideas and approaches can exist at the same time out of the open, competing. The best one wins based on its actual effect, not on who was most persuasive in a meeting.
And finally, let's talk about rebellion. Who gets to break the rules? Who gets to try something that's truly disruptive?
This really cuts to the chase. In a typical company, being a rebel is a high-stakes gamble. It's usually reserved for those star players who have enough clout to survive if it goes wrong. But in autonomy, trying something new isn't some heroic, risky act. It's just a rational choice, and it's judged purely by its outcome.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. A system with no managers, no approval gates. It sounds perfect. A complete utopia, right? But this much freedom comes with a really significant trade-off.
And the source actually anticipates this, posing the exact question that's probably on your mind right now. If this is so great, what's the downside? Where's the catch?
And here it is. The catch is accountability. Total, radical accountability. In this system, there's no manager to blame if your idea flops. There's no corporate safety net to catch you. Your actions have direct, measurable consequences, which, let's be honest, requires a huge amount of maturity from absolutely everyone involved. So we've looked at the cage, the rebellion, and the price of that freedom. What's the big takeaway here? Why should we even care about a concept like autonomy? This entire philosophy, it's for them. It speaks directly to that feeling of untapped potential we've all had. That sense that you know you could give more if only the system would just get out of the way. It's about creating a place where talent and initiative can finally, truly flourish. And that leaves us with one last really provocative question. And this isn't just about big companies like Facebook. It's for all of us. Think about your own work, your own projects. What could you really build if there were no approval gates, no politics, no fear, if the only thing that mattered was your impact?